Hi guys, so I love this painting. I'm so excited to show it to you today. I'm checking my colors here because they sat overnight, and if you mix them ahead of time, you will want to check the consistencies the following day. And you can see my color palette is huge today. I just kept mixing and mixing and mixing. Oh, this black though is by Stuart Semple. It's the black 3.0, so it's the blackest black in the world. And you can go to culturehustle.com to see this black. I really do like the black, and I decided to mix it this time with their super flat, super matte acrylic paint base that they sent me. And also real quick, you guys remember this fox painting? It's probably one of my most popular videos ever. Well, Amanda does this unboxing video, and her name is Amanda Ulrich, My Blind and Chronic Illness Life. I want you guys to go check out her channel and show her some love. She is such a sweetheart, and to watch someone blind paint is so inspirational. She's an absolute doll and facing a lot of challenges in her life. We all have challenges, you know, but to me, the loss of sight and going blind so quickly had to be just a huge hurdle for her to overcome. And I find so much inspiration in her as a person. And so, you know, if you go over there, she shows my fox painting that she got, and also one that she bought at the auction, and she is just adorable. I've just never had anyone gush over my work that way. It really, it was very, very humbling and very sweet. All right, you guys, so I added a little bit of water to my paints there because they'd been sitting overnight. This is a 20 by 20 gallery wrapped canvas. You can see it already has a sheen to it because it was a painting that I didn't like and I scraped off. Then what I did is I added some acrylic medium over the top of it to give it some texture. I wanted the texture in this piece. I wasn't sure how it was going to turn out, but you can see there's some lines in there. Some striations going across the canvas, and then the green, all the beautiful green underneath. So my original idea for this was how to use two opposing colors together without getting brown or gray. So my thought was to put the green down, and then the acrylic medium over the top was going to act kind of as an isolation coat between all of these beautiful mauve and red tones. So that was my plan. And then here I'm putting some gold, some deep gold. That's Golden's gold, iridescent gold, and I'm just kind of injecting it underneath the paint puddles that I've put down. So basically all I'm doing is taking these colors and I'm layering them in little puddles. This would be technically called like a puddle pour, but each one I'm doing just slightly different. I want just little differences in each puddle so you don't get an incredible symmetry, but they are familiar with each other. You know what I'm saying? Now, one thing to think about when you're painting is numbers, groups, and the numbers and groups that are pleasing to our eyes. In general, odd numbers are more pleasing to the eye than even numbers. So groups of 3 versus groups of 4, put 1 instead of 2, or 3 instead of 4, 5 instead of 7. You understand where I'm going with this. So although I do have 4 little puddle pours here, you can see that I made one of them totally different. So it's going to stand out in the composition. And then actually my mind will not let me just put 4 on there, and I also have that edge that needs a little bit of coverage, so I'm going to actually end up putting 5 puddle pours down, I'm pretty sure. these colors are all different mixes. You know, I do my custom mixing. If you haven't seen my custom mixing tutorial, paint mixing tutorial, you should check it out. It's a good way to expand your mind in terms of the colors that you use for paint pouring. They do not have to be just straight out of the tube. You are not limited. You are in an incredibly abundant universe, and all things are possible. So just know that if there's any color that you don't like, you can just start playing with it. And you know, color theory is not something you can necessarily learn in one lesson or two, but if you start putting it into practice each time you paint, you'll begin to understand the properties of colors and how they work together. That's all I've done over the years. And painting, I really have only been painting for about a year. In fact, I'm coming up on a year this September, so it's pretty cool to think that this is how far I've come since my very, very first painting. I should show you guys my very first painting. Hold on, let me find it. Okay, I'm back. That's my very first painting. Look at how muddy and weird and gross. No composition, nothing. So you guys, I just want you to know this is a process of learning. You know, if you're just starting out, every time you do a painting, you learn something new. Not only about the paints and everything, but kind of about yourself. I find that painting is definitely somewhat of a spiritual practice for me, and it's meditative, it's relaxing. I love it. So I'm thinking about the composition on this one. There's a lot of zigzag lines that I don't like. See all that in there? And I really want to fix it. So one of the ways to fix that is to take a bulk of the painting off the edge. So that's going to make some of the patterns bigger. I understand that, and I'm okay with it. Also, with that acrylic medium on there, the paint is sliding incredibly easy. So I'm not having any trouble. I'm not really losing that much paint. And I'm having pretty good results with bringing it over the edges there. You can always help it along. That's what I just did there with my finger. Just tap, tap, tap. And it encourages the paint to come over the edge. So now I see, okay, now I have something. I do see the zigzag lines, of course, but my intention all along was to put balloon rolls on here. So one other thing about the balloon rolls is I was thinking, okay, when I do the balloon roll, it's gonna pick up some of the red color and show the green underneath. But it never did. So the whole isolation coat and the whole green and everything that I put on the bottom layers, let dry, and all of that was really totally unnecessary for this project. It didn't work. And if I had to say why, I would say because it has worked in the past with fresh paint. So if I had to say why, I would say that the gloss medium that I put over the top of the green and let dry is extremely slick. So the balloon just kind of slides off of it. It doesn't really, you can see I'm not really getting a lot of even definition or anything. So the texture of the canvas I just found in this painting does play a role in how the balloon rolls work. So if your canvas is extremely smooth with a coating like another painting underneath or the gloss medium that I used, the balloon rolls really don't work. So I was finding myself in a little bit of a conundrum here. I thought, well, okay, I'm gonna add some white, which I did because it needed some contrast. So I gave up on showing the green underneath of it, which was fine, because actually now that I looked at the painting, I ended up being very happy that the green didn't come through the bottom. It would have looked very Christmassy with the green and all the red tones, the mauve, pink, wine colors, the burgundy, the gray, gold, and then that Blackest Stuart Semple, Blackest Black. And I think the green under all of that would have actually looked quite Christmassy. So I'm still gonna try to do that in another way. I just haven't figured out exactly how. If you guys have any ideas, you can leave them in the comment section. I always like to hear what you have to say, and I don't always have the time to answer. I hope you know I read every comment, and life is just busy, but I do read every comment and appreciate everyone. Here's a balloon roll close-up. I decided to bring you guys in real close so you can see. I did have to add some white to this because remember, I didn't put any white in the pour. So I added some white to my balloon and tried to deposit it on the canvas. And that ends up working eventually. So I know you guys, I think you think that I never struggle with this balloon roll thing, but you can see this one is a challenge. It's that sleek surface underneath is really making it difficult for my balloon rolls to stay. But I have to say, I love that black. That black with the white highlights is so beautiful. Just really elegant and delicate. And then it made me think that's going to be one of my next paintings, is using that black. They also sent me this, the world's glowiest glow-in-the-dark pigment blue. So that's one thing I want to try to use too. Although I don't even have a black light though, so I guess if someone wants to send me a black light, they'll see it sooner because I'm not likely to run out and buy one anytime soon. But so this painting, I believe, is already sold. I sold one. I sold this one just a day, literally the day it was dry, so maybe a day after. I just hadn't even publicly shown it to anyone. I just sent it to a few people privately, and it sold immediately. So I'm sorry, Mom. My mom loved this painting. And then I made a sister painting of this one, which I think I'll show it at a separate time because it's a smaller canvas, a 16 by 20, and totally gorgeous too, and simpler, a little bit simpler. So for those of you who say, I do get comments all the time, people saying my balloon rolls are too busy. So they'll maybe like this next painting with just very, very simple, clean, elegant lines. And just a few balloon rolls in there, and it's like the little sister of this painting. So I just wanted these little gold, I don't know even know what made me do this, but I just wanted it to look like there was like little gold, like stamens or something coming out the top of these flowers. So, you know, it's kind of risky because you could definitely mess something up at this point by putting drops of gold and then gently coaxing them with your fingers to do what you would like them to do. They don't always do what you would like them to do. But I decided to try, and I really did like the outcome. It was very elegant looking, and this whole painting to me just has an extremely elegant feel to it, and I do like the way that it turned out with these little beautiful gold sort of stamens coming out the top. You guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I know I always say that, but I always mean it. And your support for my channel is paramount to me doing these art videos. I really appreciate it. There's a PayPal link that you can go in my description box. And I'm serious, even those of you who are sending, $5 and stuff, $20, it's helpful. It's really helpful for me to continue doing this work. And I appreciate each and every one of them. Also, if you see a painting that you love, whether it be, this one's already sold, obviously, but if you see a painting that you love, please feel free to go to my website, heathermaderart.com, and there is a shop there that you can buy a painting, or you can email me, and I do have a few smaller works that I don't have shown in my shop, so if you're interested in that. And then as a side note, I am selling prints, limited edition prints right now of some of my most popular pieces, like my peacock, dancing peacock painting, and my plumeria painting, and there's a few others. So if you're interested in a limited edition print on luster, metallic luster paper, professionally printed, signed and numbered with a certificate of authenticity, just contact me and I would love to sell you one. I just got the feedback from the first one that the lady had bought, and she was thrilled. She said it was gorgeous and she was super excited. And they're 16 by 20s, so they will fit into just a standard frame that you can find at Michael's. So it's an easy way to have a beautiful piece of art. Thank you so much, you guys. So this painting, I wanted to say, like I said, I did the companion piece to it, which is like her little sister, and I'll post that in the next couple days. And then the Blackest Black, don't forget to visit Stuart Semple's site, culturehustle.com. There's some interesting paints there. They are a little pricey. The bottles are very small for what we do, but treat yourself every now and again. Look at how that flower, I love that flower. See how that black is so stark, and when it dried it's very matte, so it has a very sort of matte finish. Yeah, I think that is so pretty. And see how I kind of covered up some of the zigzag lines that I didn't like with those beautiful balloon rolls. And then dried, here's the dried result. I'm just gonna take you, look, okay. Some of you may not like this, I understand, but I literally did this on purpose. Look at all of the texture on the canvas. It just gives it like this old world feel to it. I love the striations going through the bottom of that painting. And I don't know, there's just something about it. It makes it feel kind of like ancient and muralistic or something. So thank you so much for watching. I can't wait to make more art videos just for you. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so I can make more art videos for you.